Hello mineral artists, I'm Mrs. Clary again, and I'm here to show you how to create a mosaic using Google Drawing. So I have up on my screen a bunch of examples of mosaics. So mosaics are made up of tiny little pieces put together in an arrangement to see a picture. So this top one's pretty cool, it's a dolphin. Those little pieces look like ceramic tile. Mosaics could be made out of glass pieces, beans, Skittles, M&Ms, just tiny little pieces that you can put together in an arrangement. For today, I want you to think about an animal. Our mosaic is going to be an animal, just to kind of focus you in, because otherwise trying to find something on the internet in a search can be overwhelming. So I am going to open up a tab and search for an animal, and I'm thinking about a parrot. Kind of a colorful bird might be a great example. So I typed in parrot head. I want to switch my search over to just images, and that is where I'm going to get a lot of different ideas for my mosaic. Let's see, I'm liking this parrot right back here, and in order to get this parrot into Google Drawing, on your Chromebook, you're going to want to press the Alt key and click with your mouse. When you do that, you're going to have a bunch of choices. So Alt and a mouse click, I want to copy that image. So how do you know if you have a good image? I have some examples up here of different animals. You really want it just to be kind of a close-up. We don't want to have an entire body. That might be a little bit overwhelming when we start working. This fish is the whole body because it's pretty small. But here are just some different examples so you can think of an animal maybe that intrigues you or you're interested in. When you have that image copied, which I've done, I was in Google and I copied, I am going to open up a new tab and I'm going to go to my drive. So I go to that waffle and open up drive. And I'm going to click the plus button. And you can see my parrot over here. I was practicing before I started this video. I'm going to go all the way down to more. And that is where I'm going to find Google Drawings. All right, so I have a brand new blank sheet of paper in my Google Drawing, but I want that parrot in there. So I'm going to go up to Edit and Paste. There it is. If your image comes in really small, like that big, you want to drag from the corners of that box. That's going to keep your picture in proportion. If you try to drag from the sides, it's going to get a little bit stretched and weird looking. Remember, when you're in Google Drawing and you do something and you don't like it, these arrows back here are going to be your best friend. They're going to allow you to undo step by step. Awesome. I have that original image and I can even go back because it did come in at a nice size. All right, I might want to stretch it a little bigger, but otherwise that's pretty good. I'm ready to start creating a mosaic. So I'm going to click off that box so that the box around my picture disappeared. The tool we're going to use today is in the Insert tab. I'm going to go down. Well, ignore what I just said. We're going to use a different tool. We're going to go to this line option. We're not using shapes today. We're using a different line. We're going to use a polyline. So what that means is it's going to turn our drawing into a shape. Polyline tool. I'm going to start by looking at this yellow part of the parrot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click. And when I'm clicking, you see my line that appeared. I clicked once. I'm following kind of the outline shape of that yellow. And then I'm going to close that shape up. So that does not look like a very geometric shape. It's abstract. It's organic. So there is a first shape of my mosaic. I want it to be yellow though. So if you can remember from last week when we made our collages, I'm going to pick a yellow and I'm also going to take off the outline. So I want that pencil line to be transparent. All right, now I'm still in that poly tool right here. I am going to continue, get that box up. I'm going to continue making, still don't have the poly tool, there it is. I'm going to continue making shapes, and I am staying in that yellow area, clicking little parts and leaving a space between the last one. Now, I did a little something goofy. I'm turning it yellow again and taking off that outline. If I keep working in that same area, my poly tool is still there for me to use, and it's just automatically making them yellow, so I don't have to change that every time. You could make these shapes as small or large as you'd want. Every time you make a shape, though, you want to leave a space between. In real life, if we were doing this with a piece of glass or tile or something, we would be gluing or cementing between our shapes. So that's an important thing that a mosaic would have, is those spaces between. So as you can see, I'm clicking away, filling in that yellow with some very organic shapes. They don't have a name. They're not a circle, they're not a square or a triangle. Sometimes they might be, but for the most part, they're very organic. Once you have an area filled in with a color and you want to switch colors, it's very simple. I'm going to go around to this blue area, start at its head. Now, as I'm working in here and I close this shape in, it's probably going to turn yellow. That's okay. It's just the default. I'm going to go back up to my paint bucket. I'm going to find a blue, kind of like that one. If it's not perfect, a perfect match to your photograph, that's okay. So I'm clicking away. Once you have filled in your entire image with mosaic pieces and you want a sneak peek of what it's going to look like, I'm going to switch to the arrow tool. And I'm going to click on that background, that picture, and I'm going to slide it to the side. Awesome. So when I slid it to the side, I don't see my bird anymore. I'm seeing just my creation. Now I'm not quite done, so I want that picture back. Instead of trying to like move it and line it up perfect, I'm going to back arrow to get it right in that same spot. At the end, when you're all done, absolutely make sure you have named this your name, and mosaic would be helpful. This will be in your Google Drive, so if you don't finish it all in one sitting, you can always go back to your Google Drive and find it to work on. When you're all done, I would slide this image all the way off the edge of the paper, if it lets you. Slide, slide, slide. And that's where you could take your screenshot. So remember, the screenshot is a control, and the button at the top of your Chromebook looks like a box with a couple lines. Control and that top key with the box with a couple lines will take a screenshot, and that screenshot is what you'll be able to upload into Artsonia to share with your art teacher. Your art teachers are anxious to see your hard work in your mosaics and Google Drawing, so please, please, please share with them. I hope you have enjoyed this project. We can't wait to see it.